Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's August 25th. I can't believe it. And today we're going to do myofascial release, stretch, activation, focusing on the lower body. And I'm so happy you all came to join me today. So we're going to start standing up. We'll start with our little lacrosse ball and work on the bottom of our feet. Okay. So this is a great thing you can do anytime. Roll in the bottom of your feet. That's where all our reflex points are. And it's, if you ever find anything tender, just stop and hold it, because that means it's corresponding to somewhere in your body that might have congestion. So I'm going to find a tight spot and open and close your toes. So we're opening and closing the toes because toes, the feet get tight. So as you're putting pressure, doing some myofascial release on the bottom of your foot, you're going to really try to extend your toes out and then squeeze them together. And you might find at first that it feels like you can't do it because your feet, a lot of people walk with really stiff feet, and they also stop even rolling through their foot and while they're walking and start shuffling and just kind of shifting their weight. So making sure you have movement in your feet is really important. Okay, let's roll the inside arch now. So you kind of turn your foot to the inside and roll between your big toe and your heel. Find a tight spot and hold it. Again, open and close your toes. And a lot of times people don't go barefoot either very much. So their feet don't get exercise outside that support. It's a big difference when you're walking around without a shoe on. Okay, now let's put the heel down so the ball's underneath the ball of the foot, and we're going to bring the big toe down to the ground, so it's going over the ball and the pinky toe down. So seeing how that feels and how much flexibility you have in this plane of motion. And this could be tight as well. Okay, good. Now we're going to stretch the front of the foot. So bring that right foot to the back and see how much stretch you can get in the front, because that gets really tight as well. So that kind of goes up into the front of the calf to the side and the peroneus more. You know, circle that ankle around and see the ankle hip connection. Push back and around. And let's go the other way. Okay, good. And I'll go to the other side. Rolling. I think this is, you could even do this if you're sitting, you know, at home and you're not doing anything else. You can just really work the bottom of your feet. Keep press where you find a tight spot and separate your toes and then squeeze them. Keep breathing deeply. Always a good opportunity to take deep breaths. It might even be hard for you to stand on one foot for some people, because you know it's a single leg stance. You're like, even though you have your foot on a ball, that's instability. And how easy is it for you falling over on the side, or keep your abs in? Let's go to the inside arch. Ooh, find a tight spot. Separate your toes and squeeze them as much as you can. Make it an exaggerated movement. Sometimes you can get like little cramps other places when you're doing this because it's so tight, looking for room. Okay, now let's put the heel down and we'll move the foot over. the ball, pinky toe down, big toe down. Breathing deeply. Take your time. Do it right. Good. Stretch the front of the foot. Check in, like, are you just like this? Or are you able to get a good stretch? Nice deep breath. And then circle your ankle around. Ankle and hip. Knee. Woo! The other way. Okay, good. So now let's keep our feet about shoulder width apart and toes forward. I want you to pull your toes up so that you feel the bottom of your big toe pressing into the ground. Okay, now we're gonna push the toes down and lift the heels up and exhale. Now we're gonna inhale down and flex the toes up. Now we're gonna exhale and push the toes down and the heels go up. And inhale down, flex toes, exhale up, pushing. Inhale down, flex the toes, exhale up. Woo! Inhale down, flex, exhale up, press. Inhale down, flex the toes up, exhale up. Inhale down, flex, exhale up. And release. Shake out the right leg. And the left leg. And circle that right ankle around again. And the left. Okay, relax. So if you find yourself cramping like in your hip flexors when you're trying to work your feet, then of course your hip flexors are too tight, but it means you need to work your feet more because that means that the feet can't take it, and so it's going up into hip flexors. So that's just something to think about. Let's come on down. And I want to stretch a little bit more on the front of the foot. So we're going to go to the hands and knees. And let's bring the right foot forward. And we're going to flex the toes in the back. Okay, just really stretching those toes. Okay, bring the right knee down again. I actually want to see if you can sit back on your heels and bring the knees up. Okay, come back down. And now come bring the left knee up and we'll flex the right toes. Okay, good. Let's stay with our lacrosse ball. And we're going to go on the right side and we're going to go on the outside of the right calf. So we're going to try it with a little deeper pressure. So we're on the outside between the heel and the knee. And find that tight spot. Then point your toe and lift up and down. You can even put the other leg on top too. So we're on the proteus. the outside of the calf. Is your right toes pointed? You're looking up and down. Go up and down on it, little smashing movements. And side to side. Okay, good. And then let's sit up and put it right at the bottom, down by the lower calf. And then put your other leg on top, sit up straight and point and flex the right foot. Exhaling up. Circle your foot around. Is that tight? The other way. It's a little bit harder with the lacrosse ball. Hurts more. Okay, let's bring the ball up now. Triangle on the lateral, like on the right side. So more on the outside on the right calf. Get in there. So you can find a tight spot there. I find mine right a couple inches below the knee. That's a lateral gastrocnemius. Okay, and again, point and flex your foot. Circle your foot around. The other way. Let's make some little smashing motions up and down. And side to side. Okay, and then go to the other side. We're going to be on the left peroneus. So it's more on just the side calf. It's the muscle on the left. Mine's like tight right there, like below the knee on the outside. Point your toe and lift up and down, exhaling up. Good. You should feel it like as your toes pointing and lifting, you feel more pressure into the lacrosse ball as you're moving. Go up and down on it a little bit, just little motions, smashing, side to side. Then sit up and get to the lower leg, but above the ankle there. Straight as you can. Point and flex. Oops, don't roll off your ball though. Circle. The other way. And then bring it up to the lateral gastrocnemius on the left leg there. So kind of on the side, upper calf. And then put your other leg on top and point and flex. See how much exaggeration you can get in your point and flex. We're not just going like this, little paddle. I'm doing it. This, right? Move it. Circle. The other way. Go up and down, smash. Side to side. Good. Okay, so I want to go ahead and stretch that. So let's stand up and go against a wall where we can press the heel down and squeeze the glute, stretch forward. Squeeze that left glute or whatever leg is back. Squeezing. You can do some little pulses while you're squeezing. And then we'll put the other one back. Pelvic tilt. Squeeze that glute. Stretch. Feel the stretch in the calf. Squeeze that glute. Okay, good. Now let's see, come back and see if you can sit back on your heels. Again, getting more dorsiflexion. Bring your chest in the top of your legs. Take a deep breath. And release. Okay, so let's get our bigger ball, and we're gonna go to the back of the hamstring, on the hamstring. So we'll be on our left side, the ball on the bicep femoris, which is the middle of the hamstring. Put your other leg on top, and then we're gonna flex that left foot and lift up and down as it's flexed, sort of straight. Exhale up. So you should be able to feel some pressure in the hamstring as you're moving that heel up and down. Then we're going to go up and down and side to side. Now go to the other side. Right. Roll it a little bit. Get it right. It's pretty much in the middle. Left leg on top, sitting up straight, as soon as you can. Flex your foot and lift the heel up and down, exhaling up. And go up and down, and side to side. Okay, good. So now let's lay on our left side, and we're going to put our ball on the adductor on the right. So we're going to start here, like a couple inches above the right knee, and then here. Then we're going to roll all the way up, so we're going to get into the pectineus, which is right in the groin area. So let's just start right above the knee. Find that tight spot. Slide down. Bring your heel up and down, exhaling up. So you feel more pressure into that spot. A lot of times this is really tender. We'll go side to side, up and down. Now we're going to roll it. So get right to the top there. You find another tight spot, like kind of in the groin, like right at the top of that inner thigh. And we're going to squeeze the glutes and release. So we're going to put pressure into the ball by squeezing the glute. And exhale into that pressure. Make sure you feel it, a tight spot. Squeeze and release, like your pelvic tilting into the ball. And we'll go side to side, up and down. Okay, good. And then we'll go to the other side. So now we're going to go on our left adductor. Rolling it out. And finally, we're going to stop on this spot right above the knee on the inner thigh and bring the heel up and down, exhaling up. Go side to side and up and down. And you like roll up that line to the top of the line there and squeeze and release the glute into that ball, right into that pectineus, which attaches to the pelvic girdle. So something that's too tight here can even affect your back, because the pelvic girdle, like all the connections affect the front and the back. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale as you're squeezing. Draw your abs in as you're exhaling. Always make that your protocol to draw in and exhale at the same time. And go side to side and up and down. Okay, good. And come on up to your hands and knees. And we're going to extend our right leg out to the side. So your back's going to be flat. So what we're doing now is we're going to be pressing back and stretching that adductor line. Exhale back. See, if you got to keep your back flat, you won't feel the adductor stretching. One more time. And then we're going to bring the right knee in and the left leg out and press to the back so you feel the left adductor stretch. And your back is nice and flat. Pressing to the back, you're going to feel that left inner thigh. Your chin is tucked, the back of your neck is long, your back is flat, your abs are in. Drawing in as you exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Feel that stretch, that activation. So many times we're so tight in these adductors. It affects your gait. It's just pulling in. Pulls your knees in. When the adductors are too tight, a lot of times it weakens the outside of the leg. One more time. Good. Now back to our right side. We'll go for the right gluteus medius. Right knee on the ground, left knee in alignment with your hip and shoulders. Sternum up, abs drawn in. Exhale as that right knee comes up to the left knee. Making sure you're not tightening up in your neck. And you're breathing. You're exhaling up. Going slow, matching your breath with your movements. Inhaling down, exhale up. Imagine if everybody took deep breaths all day long, probably live in a better world, you know? Because like right through our mask, just take that deep breath. It exercises your lungs, you know, and like so many times, you know, just you don't take those deep breaths and you get lazy in your lungs and your rib cage gets tight and your thoracic spine gets tight. And so super important to take deep breaths, really expanding laterally into your rib cage and drawing in and exhaling on the way back, on the opposite. Drawing in, staying connected. Let's go up and down, smash it in, and side to side. And let's go right under that TFL, so right around the corner. And then the left leg comes in front, and the ball is on that right below the hip bone in that little crease. And we're going to squeeze and release the glute. So as you're squeezing the glute, it's pressing into the ball. You're exhaling in. Abs drawn and exhale. Really feel that pressure into the fascia. Squeeze that glute in the back. Puts pressure in the front. When the glute tightens in the back, it makes the hip extend, which means stretch. And that's the muscle that does that. The gluteus medius stretches that hip flexor. So if your hip flexors are tight, you need to have stronger glutes so that you can stretch them and keep them in that balance. Let's go up and down, side to side. Okay, and release. We'll go to the other side. Gluteus medius on the left. The left knee's on the ground. The right knee's in alignment with your hip and shoulder. Your abs are in. Exhaling up. Inhaling down. Let's go up and down, smashing in. Side to side. Straighten out your left leg, roll around the corner to the TFL, the right leg in front, the abs drawn in, and squeeze and release that left glute now as the pressure goes into the ball by squeezing the glute. So you're squeezing your left glute, and what happens is you stretch the hip flexor, and as the hip flexor is stretching, it's pressing into the ball more. Right there. Glute activation. Go up and down. Side to side. And release. Good job. Okay, so now let's get the roller. Go back to the right side, and we'll go on to our rectus femoris, which is right. So if we start on the IT band, which is the very side which you don't really want to release, but right down from the hip bone is the rectus femoris. So we're going to roll into that and roll that line and see where you feel tightest between your knee and your TFL. So find that tight spot wherever it is for you. And then we're going to bend the heel in towards the glute, that bottom heel. Exhale as it comes in. Abs are in. Exhale. Then go up and down on it, smashing it, and side to side. Okay, now come to the hands and knees and press that roller so it's just in front of the right knee when the left knee is forward. And we're going to roll up and down the front of the leg. So really find your tight spot on the quad. And then drop your head down so your neck is relaxed. Flex your right foot, shoulders down, abs in. Exhale as your heel comes into your glute. Abs drawn in and exhale. Shoulders down. Keep your heel up and move side to side. And move down and around. With the heel, make a circle. Releasing the tension in that fascia and the other way. And release. And then we'll go over to the left side. The left rectus femoris. But you got, I'm teaching you all the muscles in the body. So like just in case you want to go out to lunch and talk to your friends about your rectus femoris. Okay, roll between your knee and your TFL. Yeah, my rectus femoris is really tight today. I forgot to release it. It's, and that, and my tensor fasciae latae, and my peroneus, like the whole side was tight, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't? Okay, find your tight spot, bend the knee, heel goes into the glute. And roll side to side. And up and down. And then we'll come to the hands and knees. And push the roller so it's just in front of the left knee. And the right knee goes forward. And you come down onto your forearms and roll up and back from the knee towards the hip flexor. You find your tightest spot. And then drop your head down and flex your foot. And bring your heel into your glute. Exhaling as it comes in, as your abs are drawing in. Abs draw in and exhale. Keep the heel up and move it side to side. And then go down and around the circle, making a circle with the heel and the foot still flexed. Your abs are still drawn in towards your spine. Your shoulders are down. And the other way. Down and around. Breathing deeply. And release. Good job. Okay, so let's stay on that left side and put the roller underneath your left lat. We're going to do like some side lifts. So as we're lifting into that right lateral oblique, we're going to be putting pressure into the roller, into that left lat, exhaling up. So when the lats get tight, since they're still in that same line with the glute, we need to like release that. We're going to release the pec too, so that we can do our stretches and be in the whole line of fascia and not be like tight when we're trying to move through those lines. One more. Now we're going to bring the right elbow down, hold it down there. You're going to be right into that. You can just bring your right arm down. And we're going to be right into that left pec minor. We're just going to hold it there. You can just relax your head down. And hold that pec minor stretch on the left side. Let me release. The pec minor release. The pec minor is on the side. It's like by the armpit going in towards the pectoralis major. So this roller kind of is good because it kind of gets that broad area to press into that pec minor. Let's do some little movements up and down, little smashing movements right into that pec minor, and then kind of roll side to side on it. And then put the right hand behind your head again and roll back. And then we're going to roll forward and back. So now we're like activating that pec minor a little bit, like doing some smashing movements into it. Also, your thoracic spine's warming up. Exhaling back. Inhaling down. Sometimes you don't even realize how tight this area is. And it's like a big deal because when you're moving your arms during the day and this is too tight, then your traps are usually tightening up instead of like being able to move through your trunk. And one more time. And then we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to start on the right side there. And we're going to start with the knees bent, and we're just like lifting up and down on that trap, that lat, and tightening through the lateral oblique on the left side. So your head is just supported in your hands, and your abs are drawing in as you're exhaling up. So releasing that tight lat. And also activating your left lateral oblique, which is great because you're getting stronger there. And your head is supported on your hands. One more time. Then we're going to bring it forward. So the left elbow comes forward, and then just release that hand down. So you're like right into that pec minor on the right side. You can put that left hand anywhere you want to make it feel more comfortable. Smashing in. Take some deep breaths. Feeling go deeper with your exhale. Going deeper and deeper into that pec as you exhale. Okay, put your left hand behind your head again. And we'll roll back and forth. If you find this is really, really tender, you probably want to do it more often because this is an area you don't want to be tight. And when you press into tight areas, it's tender. And you'll find you get more and more range of motion. And you'll feel better during the day when you're not having tight pecs and lats. Your neck feels a lot better. Okay, one more time. Go ahead and roll over onto your back. Put your hands, keep your hands behind your head and just roll along the spine. With your hips off the ground and just let it feels really good. Just kind of rolling, kind of warming up the muscles along the spine. And then drop the hips down and roll back. Elbows come out to the side. Inhale, exhaling up. Here's another chance to really connect your lower ribs towards the hips and stay connected so that the more connected you are in the front, the more thoracic spine stretch you're going to get. So if you let your ribs flare and your lower back flare and arch, then you're not going to get as much activity in your thoracic spine. So try and stay connected. If your pelvis is tucked, your lower back's not going to arch. Inhale down, exhale up. One more. Let's go ahead and roll side to side. That gets a little bit into the subscapularis in the back of the shoulder too. It feels and nice to release that too. Okay, let's go ahead and get our ball again, and we'll go into the pec major. So pec major, so here is the pec minor, or here where we got. The pec major is more like from the sternum out towards the armpit, so more in here. So we're going to do that next. We'll start on the left side. Bend your right knee. Put your head on your right hand, and then press that left arm up and down, exhaling up. So the reason we're pushing the arm above our head is so that there's more pressure into the fascia. You inhale down and exhale up. Go slow. Use your breath. Have your breath match your movements. Exhaling all the way up. Inhaling all the way down. Now, if you feel your trap pulling up, when your arm goes above your head, it's because you're still tight in the pec and the lat. So this really helps. When we release this tension here in the front, it's going to really help keep that trap from being too overactive. Okay, let's go side to side. Smash in. And up and down. And then we'll go to the other side. So we're going to put the ball on the right pec, bend the left knee. So you have room to move around. Put your head onto your left hand. And then the right arm presses up and down, exhaling up and inhaling down. What happens with your abs when you exhale? You draw them in towards your belly button. So there's no lazy abs here, okay? This isn't licensed to let your abs hang out. It's drawing in as you exhale. Inhale down. Stay connected. Also, if you're not connected in your core, when your arms go above your head, it makes everything want to pull up. So you want to always think about staying connected, keeping your abs drawn in when you're moving around in life. Then every movement you make is a core exercise. And you're getting stronger just by living. Just stay present with what you're doing. One more time. Draw in, exhale. Inhale down. Go side to side, smash it in, smash, smash. And then up and down. And then come up and take the ball out, up to your hands and knees. And we're going to press back into a lat stretch. Pushing back into the heels. Take a deep breath. And walk both hands over to the right side. And feel that stretch on the left side all the way down to your hip. So here's this line of fascia, right? It's actually from your pinky all the way through your forearm, through your tricep, into your lat, into your lateral obliques, into your left hip. So that's a whole line stretching together. Take a deep breath. And walk both hands over to the left side so you can feel that right side stretching. And whole line of fascia. Take another deep breath. And back to the center. Come up. Bring your right knee between your hands. Put your right foot out to the side. So we're going to stretch that right gluteus medius with your sternum up. Okay? So see if you can I'm turning this way so you can see. See if you can get that right hip down towards the ground. With your sternum up. And then bring your chest over the top of your right leg and breathe into that stretch. Feel that big opening in your hip. Inhale, expand laterally into your rib cage. Through your nose. Exhale through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle and draw your abs in. Inhale, expand laterally. Inhale through your nose. Feel your rib cage stretching. Feel the muscles between the ribs opening. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, expand laterally. Feel your rib cage stretching out to the side and your shoulders staying down in when you inhale. And then exhale, drawing in, blowing out through your mouth. And then come back up and bring the left knee forward and the right leg back. Sit over the left side of your heel. Sternum up. See if you can get that left hip stretching down to the floor. With your sternum up. Shoulders down. Feel that stretch, the glute med. And bring your chest over the top of your leg. And take a deep breath. Remember, breathe deeply, keep your shoulders down. Exhaling, drawing your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, expanding laterally. The whole time you're exhaling, you're drawing in. And then you hold that connection when you inhale. Exhale, draw in. You can make it like a meditation almost. Like this breathing is so like all consuming, just really being in the moment with it. It just, you don't think about other things. And that's what meditation is. So the more you can breathe deeply into that fascia, releasing the tension and then really relaxing your mind, the more relaxed your whole body will be, the whole central nervous system. unintentionally meditating. You come back up, and let's circle the hips around. Let's do some pelvic tilting, kind of feeling that blood flow in the hips. Feels so good. And the other way. Okay, and then we're going to bring the right knee forward, right foot forward, and flex your left foot. We're going to squeeze the left glute. So now we're stretching the hip flexor, right? Cool. Ha! That pelvic thrust. Okay, so this is stretching, this is tightening, right? Your abs are in, squeezing that glute. Glute. Stretch, tighten, stretch, tighten. Let's squeeze and release 10 times. Squeeze and release. 10, 9, it's a glute activation. 8, come on. 7, 6, you like learn how to twerk. 4, 3, 2, 1, other side. Flex your right foot, pelvic tilt, squeeze and hold. We'll start with a static hold. You can tell when this is stretching. This is a hip flex. This is extended. Too much flexion going on in life, you know. Too much sitting in any form. Even when you're active, there's too much sitting. Bike riding or motorcycle riding. Squeeze your glute. Squeeze it. Feel it. Is it tight? Is it tightening? You're allowed to touch it. I'll give you permission. Touch your butt. Squeeze and release. That's why this YouTube channel is unlisted. It's not public. Squeeze. What happens here stays here, okay? Squeeze and release. What happens on the Alignment Fitness YouTube channel stays. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 4 more. Can you do it? Ha! Ha! Make those noises. It's even better. 1 more. Good job. Come on down. Lie on your back. It's fun to have fun. Just keep having fun. Okay. Let's put the right heel on the left knee and bring both knees in towards us. So we're opening up that right hip again. Flex your left foot and push your heel up towards the ceiling. Get it, the time, do it. Is your foot flexed? Are your abs in? Is your sternum up? So here we're activating the left hamstring and the right glute. Now let's just keep that left leg up and just do some little rocks, stretching in towards your chest. Exhaling in. Now put the right foot down and the left heel on the right knee and both hands behind the right knee. Stretching in and then flexing the right foot and pressing the heel up towards the ceiling. Exhaling up. Make sure you're not tightening your neck while you're doing this. Keep your chin tucked and the back of your neck long. If you need to put something behind your head, then do it, because you don't want to be all like tight in the back of your neck while you're doing this, like, ah. Okay, straighten out that right leg and rock. So you're going to feel that stretch in that left hip more. Okay, now bring the feet down, feet up a little bit wider than your hips. Both knees are going to drop over to the left side, so your right knee goes into alignment with your left arch. And then the right arm goes above your head. So here's another whole line of fascia. From the right knee up through the rectus femoris on the side of the leg there, up to your TFL, up through your lateral oblique, up through your lats and your arm and your chest. All that. Your right shoulder should be trying to relax down to the ground, and the back of the hand should be relaxing down to the ground if you can. And you're going to breathe into that release. So that whole section is stretching together. It's opening and moving together. And breathing into it. Bring your right arm down. Bring both knees up and over to the right side. And the left arm goes above your head. And here's that whole line of fascia on the left. All connecting. All connected. So we're just trying to like release it in its natural connection. And if there's any part of it that needs to release more, then it has an opportunity right now to work with all the rest of the fascia on that line from your left knee up the rectus femoris, TFL, psoas, lateral obliques, lats, tricep, forearm, all the way through your hand, breathing into the release. And bring the knees back up, and bring the left arm down, and bring both knees in towards you. Kind of just rocking your hips up, massaging the lower back. And bring the arms out to the side, shoulders down, abs in. We're going to bring the knees side to side, inhale up and exhale over. Shoulders down. Keep your shoulders down as you're moving through your thoracic spine. Feel that stretch through the waist into the hips. Also, when you're in this position, your chest is opening. Really good abdominal strength exercise too. Okay, roll over to your right side. Want some clamshells. On the left, we're going to just pelvic tilt and squeeze that left glute. If you want to put your band on, you can. This works without a band too, really well. Pelvic tilting into that left gluteus medius, activating it. Abs in, pelvic tilt, squeeze up. How do you work that gluteus medius? Feel it. Put your hand on it. Is it working? Are you pelvic tilting into that lift? And that's what's working, making your leg lift. Is a pelvic tilt opening and connecting through that gluteus medius. One more. Now lie on your back and put your right heel on your left knee, and we're going to do a single leg glute bridge on the left side. So we're just working that left gluteus maximus now. We're still on the left side. Pelvic tilt and squeeze. These are like, glute activation is not a big deal. It's just, you have to do it. It's foundation work. It gets you ready for anything. Getting your glutes fired up, getting your abs fired up, which I talk about the whole entire time, connecting, drawing in. Every time you draw in, it's an ab connection. So getting your abs and your glutes fired up and working together for your day is like amazing. You're not going to compensate as much. Your main movers are going to be ready to work instead of all the little weak helpers, you know. It's little synergists. 3 more. Squeeze it up. It's a matter of like connecting mind to body. What are you doing? Last one. So now we're going to roll over to the left side, and we're going to do right gluteus medius, Clamshell, pelvic tilting up, exhaling up, squeezing that gluteus medius. Say hello. Hello, how are you today? Good. Let's work together. Let's get this job done the right way, so we don't have to fix it later. Squeeze up, pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt. It's like you're pushing the hip bone forward. You're squeezing and exhaling up. One more. Lie on your back, left heel on the right knee, heel and twist your glute, pelvic tilt. Those freaking pelvic tilts are everywhere, aren't they? They're like everywhere you want to be. Squeeze that glute. Draw your abs in. Squeeze the glute. That's life right there. That's the basis, in case you wondered. It's all about the pelvic tilt and connecting through your center and drawing in and exhaling, using your breath. I'm so happy for all of you that are taking the time to take care of yourself. It's a personal choice to take your time. Everybody has the same amount of time, and it's how we use it. We decide we're gonna do the best we can to be our best every day. And don't be lazy. One more. Pelvic tilt. Squeeze. Bring your feet together in the center now. Hold on to your feet, pressing your back down to the ground. Take a deep breath. Bring your elbows on the inside of your knees. Your hands are on your feet. Feel that stretch. Put your feet on the ground, both feet. We're going to take our hands underneath your hips, walk your shoulder blades in together, and we're going to do a pelvic tilt and squeeze and press. Squeezing your shoulder blades together and squeezing your glutes at the same time, opening through your chest. Take some deep breaths. We're going to hold it for a minute. You can really squeeze those shoulder blades together, really open through your pectoralis muscles, really open through your hip flexors, and really using those glutes, the gluteus maximus. Keep your feet on the ground, your big toes on the ground. Really breathing. The more you breathe, the more you can connect. The more you exhale, the deeper your connection can be. So we're halfway there. Really activating those glutes. As you squeeze the glutes, you're stretching to the front. These tight hip flexors that get way too tight. Holding 15 more seconds. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Always checking in how much you're squeezing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Bring the knees back into the chest. And just hold that stretch. Take a deep breath. And let's roll forward. Stretching one more time into the hips. And then bring the feet forward. Bring your chest into the top of your legs. Just hold it there for a second, just stretching the Achilles and soleus. Then come on up, keep your back flat. And roll it up slowly. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. One more time. And relax. Shoulders up, back and around. We'll just end with our cross crawl. Exhaling. Connecting the right and the left side of the brain. Drawing in. Remember, this is just always moving from the center. So that means that this movement comes from the belly button. Draw in. Draw in. We're not just lifting our arm and our leg. We're not doing this. Okay, we're drawing in. It's a whole different feeling when you make your connection happen in the center for movement, keeping your sternum up and your shoulders down. Okay, let's shake it out. Shake your hands. Shake your shoulders. Shake your hips and go all the way down. Go. Again, shake. 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 All the way down. One more time. Shake. 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 All right. Oh, that felt so good. I hope you enjoyed that and got a lot of benefit from it. And I will see you all on Friday. Have a great day and week.